Hi, I've got a lot to cover this week. I've actually got different things I want to talk about wins and losses with as far as communications go this week. And so I'm going to kind of do it a little differently. Hopefully this helps really translate the lesson well. And the only reason why we're providing the series to you here at CASA is we want you to communicate as best as you can. There's really no such thing as perfection in communication, but certainly learning through a lot of examples, wins and fails, will hopefully help you communicate better and not make the mistakes that so many others have made. So let's get kind of started right now. So I'm doing a little bit different format this week, where I'm going to provide you these screenshots right here so that you can actually see what I'm seeing and what we're kind of breaking down. So last week we talked about the NFL, and they had a win because they said that they were going to require masks and people to be very aware of COVID-19 of all their coaches and the sideline personnel at these games that they've started. I'm glad that they're back. And I was really impressed that they said, we're going to require people to wear a mask. And they got another win this week because they actually did what they said they were going to do. And I think so many times in communications is that we say we're going to do something and then we kind of fall off the wagon a little bit. I think a lot about my teenager. I have a teenage daughter, and boy, if we say we're going to, put you in, timeout, or I don't even know what we do to penalize a teenage girl anymore. We say we're going to take away your phone. That's what we say. We're going to cut your TV time, things like that. If we don't do it, she sure knows that the next time we're not serious. And so she doesn't take our communications very seriously after that. And it's not just true with teenagers, it's true with everyone around you. If you say you're going to do something and you're clear and you're concise, and then you don't do it, the next time you may be clear and concise in your communication, but they don't take you very seriously as a communicator because you don't follow through. So what did the NFL do this week? They followed through. They seem to be very, very serious in what they said. So they said that they were going to fine people for not wearing their mask. And sure enough, look at this. Look, I'm going to use my fancy drawing tool right now. I know I'm so high speed with the communication stuff. $100,000 penalties for certain coaches. And right here, there was another $250,000 fine, $1.7 million in fines that they doled out. Does this show you that they're serious about people wearing masks on the sidelines? Yeah, so great job, NFL. I kind of wanted to bust your hump. I was prepared to, but you did great job. You were clear, you were concise, but most importantly, you followed through. This will make your future communication easier because people will take you very, very seriously. So like NFL this week gets another thumbs up from Brian. So then the next big topic that kind of was a massive fail this week, BMW got caught lying about their sales numbers, and they inflated their sales numbers so they would look like the big dogs. And I guess they thought it would never come out, but let's back up, because we're here to learn from the mistakes of the past so that we can do better in the future, better communicating in the future, right? So let's talk about VW for a minute. So you recall years ago, and this was kind of near and personal to me, my partner Paige had a Passat diesel, and I think you recall what happened with that. VW lied about the efficiency of their diesel engines, and they got bit and they got fined, and they had to recall all these vehicles. It was a massive issue, mainly because they covered up for years and years. VW covered up the fact that their engines were not as efficient and didn't meet the emission standards of the United States as much as they said to everybody. So there was an old adage in the law. It's not the crime you necessarily get in massive trouble for. It's the cover-up. It's the secondary crime. So it's not getting pulled over from the police for speeding. It's they put their sirens on and then you run from the police. Side note, that happened to me when I was 17 years old. Don't run from the police. Don't do that. They're going to catch you. Okay, so sorry. Side note, is it BMW? Then BMW didn't learn from the mistakes of VW. They covered up the fact that their sales weren't as good as they wanted them to be. So they decided to inflate their numbers. Now they've gotten caught in a lie, and it's more than just the fines, but it's also the lack of credibility and the lack of respect. This was supposed to be a high-level brand. It cost a lot of money to buy BMW. And if you're going to spend that, you want to know they're going to stand behind their product. So it's not just that the communications fail, covering up their sales was like, oh, well, we apologize, now we're over it. People are going to think, are you going to stand behind your warranty? Are you lying about that? Does the car really do everything it's going to say it's going to do? People will start questioning everything when they catch you in a massive lie. And we're in the business disruption business. turning, complex communications, trying to make it simple for people. That's what we do. And in crisis, it's the cover up that kills you, not telling the truth. And inevitably, we get clients all the time, not all the time, but a lot of times, and they don't want to tell the truth. How can we get the reporters not to talk about it? How can we get the people not to talk about it? You can't. Welcome to the age of the internet and free press. The truth is going to come out. And the fact that BMW didn't learn this lesson and they chose to communicate out a lie, well, I question the integrity of their brand right now, as I imagine many people do. So they're going to have a lot to recover from. So I think really, the lesson here is, man, don't try to cover up the truth. It's going to come out. We're not talking about just reporters and just the government checking on you. You have millions of sleuth reporters out there online checking data all the time. The truth is going to come out, man. The truth is going to come out. Just own it. Ask for forgiveness. Move on. We were talking about the NFL one, about dealing with my teenager. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a theme here with teenagers. Hey, teenager, the truth is going to come out. Act like an adult, own up to it, and then move on. Okay, so boy, what a ridiculous failure of adults.
If you want to see any more of these, you can hit the subscribe button, the like button, and I guess the notification button. What all you young people do with social media, so you see like really cool fails of the week, you can do that here too. Thanks.